It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode 105 and this is easy listening.
Yeah, these sound like very light FM-y.
I'm trying to light FM it. This is episode 105. We're here to talk about 90 Day Fiance season 8, episode 8. Episode 8. Look at that.
Yeah, I feel like it's episode 3.
It caught me off guard, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. Usually it's like episode 370.
I'm like 8. Okay, all right. I'm your host, the beautiful comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, the gorgeous Noelle Herzog.
That's so nice of you.
Like
I don't
said,
feel
I give
very
the
gorgeous
people,
right now.
I give the people what they want. I lie right to their faces.
You're a terrible liar. The bags under my eyes are horrendous.
Listen, I think that's what you always look like.
Thanks.
Have you ever had anyone give you like a compliment like that?
Just you.
Like
Just
I've
you.
been like, oh God, I look terrible today. And then someone's like, that's what you always look like.
You know what? My grandmother used to give me those compliments.
Yeah. Oh, you look the same as you always do.
Right. No, you look good today. You don't look like, you don't look like you're sick.
You ever, okay. So this is what I used to do. And this is so real. I
What?
never used to wear makeup to work at my last job.
Uh-huh.
And so when I first started, I used to wear makeup all the time. And then I stopped because, I mean, what are you going to do?
Right.
Stop. And people would come up to my desk and be like, are you sick?
And you're like, no,
I'm like,
I'm
no,
just
I
not
just don't
wearing
have
makeup.
I don't have concealer on. I apologize to you. Or then you don't wear makeup for like so long and then you wear makeup to work and people are like, oh my God.
Okay, that
You look
I've lived
beautiful.
that life. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, all I did was put on concealer again.
It's funny. Even the last time you wore concealer, I swooned over you. I'm like, you look so pretty.
I know. I'm like, Noelle, please. When you do that, all you're doing is saying that I look terrible without makeup. That's all it means. So that was a little dig back at you. So here we are. Speaking of looking terrible with or without makeup, let's talk about Stephanie and Ryan.
The more I look at her, the more I'm like, oh, she's all the way old.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. I want to retract a statement that I made in a previous episode.
Okay, what is it?
So in a previous episode, I said Ryan is fine. He's just a regular looking person.
Nope.
I wouldn't say he's bad looking or good looking. He looks like whatever. Well, now that I've met Ryan and seen a little bit more of him, he is not a good looking person. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, he's that's a no from me, dog.
But now I'm like, oh,
Now
they're
it
not
makes
even.
sense.
They're on even playing fields.
Oh, they are. I mean, I'll go as far as say she looks better than he does. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to have a relationship with one of them, it would be definitely Stephanie.
Me too. I'm used to people with drunk accents. So
Okay, well, that is a note that I have. So now it's October 2020, and she's going to go to Belize, and she's packing, and she bought him so many bathing suits, even though they're not getting along. And she also bought him 12 matching rash guards with her.
right. Okay. I was like, what is this?
12
What is all
random
this
watches.
stuff?
I feel like this is
Mhm.
the 12 days of Christmas.
It looked like she went shopping on Canal Street.
Okay. She's like, this is a $3,000 sneak watch. And it's like, okay, so you bought him a $3,000 watch that comes with no box.
Right. Okay. Exactly. It's in plastic.
It's a free bowling watch. Like everything she has no packaging.
Right. Like, someone came over to her and they were like, psst, look at this. I got these
Yeah.
watches. Uh-huh.
Like someone opened their trench coat.
Yes.
And they were like, watches, $3,000. You get them for $3.
yeah. And then she was like, no, I'll pay the $3,000.
She was like, it's actually better if I pay the $3,000 because I'm going to be on TV with this sneak watch. So she brings her parents' ring, right? So this is the
Right.
ring that her dad proposed to her mom with. Also, it's not a solitaire ring. This
Right.
is like some kind of I don't know, cocktail ring. Like this isn't.
That's not an engagement ring, is it?
I mean, I guess you could use anything for an engagement ring. You could
Yeah.
use a twist tie from the bread bag, but you know.
I assumed it to be more like a wedding band.
Sure. So now he never proposed.
But they're
to her.
engaged.
But they're engaged. So that works out. And now also the weird thing is she is going to the airport and her mask is a picture of Rebecca and Zayed.
Yes, it is. It's Inception.
So it's actually a picture of them. Rebecca had it made for them. So that was very nice. I'm glad the cast is getting along.
Welcome to 90-day gift.
So she's like, oh, I have to take another mud jumper to his place. And then she's dressed like she thinks she's flying on a private jet.
I know.
And she's looking out the window like how the people that fly on private jets take that picture of them looking out the window on Instagram.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, she is so delusional that I am enjoying this way more than I thought I would.
I would be looking out the window wondering, like, am I going to die on this trip?
I would be looking straight ahead with my eyes closed.
That's what I mean. Right. No, thank you. Mm-mm.
Like closed, like hard.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
All right. So now she gets there and he surprises her.
Mm-hmm.
Behind his back, Noelle,
Mm-hmm.
is flowers and a balloon.
You know, where did he ever come up with that idea?
Well, then something crazy happens.
What happens?
They kiss. And this is my reaction. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Yuck.
Gross.
So he said that he was 23 and a half when he met her.
Right.
When was the last time you used the half in your age?
Okay. But I think now that I'm getting older, I'll use it more. Like, I'm 39 and a half.
Okay. Well, he was also 282 months old when he met her.
Uh-huh. Very good. I'm not that good at math.
Yeah, I'm very smart. So I watch TikTok.
And she was and she was 47 or 48.
She was 47.75.
Yes. Okay.
So I guess she's staying at the resort he works at.
I guess it looked pretty nice.
It looked regular. I mean, there was nothing like
You're such a bitch. You're just
it was
such a
not.
bitch.
I'm sorry, but I go to the finest resorts. Like this was not luxurious.
I thought
to
it
me.
was really nice.
Well, that's because you have never really been. Listen, the reviews are in, Noelle.
That
And
Tracey went to Mexico and she's an expert.
Everyone that leaves us a bad iTunes review is like, these women are not well traveled, and it's like, hello, I went to Cancun in 2017. Not well
Seriously.
traveled.
Tracy and I
please.
went to Fort Lauderdale together. Okay.
Hello. I've
on.
been to Arizona, California,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I mean, we stayed in South Carolina.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we weren't well traveled. So I will say though that I do expect a higher standard of travel than you do.
Oh no, you do, because like I'll sleep in a crate, and you're
Right.
like, "What is this?"
Right. Like I remember when I met you in California and you were
Yeah.
like, oh, I have this great hotel. And then it wasn't. And then
It
I
was
called.
fine. To this
It
day,
wasn't.
I will stand. I'll die on this hill. That was a nice hotel.
Okay. And then I called
And
a
she's
friend
like,
of mine.
It's a very bad neighborhood.
Okay. I called a friend of mine and he was like, where are you staying? And I told him where I was. And he was like,
Mhm.
okay, be careful.
No.
And I was like,
Nope.
okay.
Don't agree. Loved it.
All right,
I was
well,
there for
whatever.
a long time.
You were there. You practically
I
lived in a
basically
motel.
lived in that motel. Yeah,
You love after lockup lived in that motel.
I did.
So it's present time now.
Yes.
And this is my favorite time.
Mm-hmm.
She puts her luggage right on the bed.
But why do people do this?
Right on the bed.
Disgusting.
She shows him she got him slides.
Mm-hmm.
They were either Nike or Adidas. They were brand name slides. They were up to $29.99
Uh-huh.
at TJ Maxx.
Yes, they were.
She also then calls him Mr. Jungle and gives him a pair of sunglasses.
He really liked them. They were polarized. He really liked it.
They were orange polarized sunglasses.
Mhm.
Then she's like, I bought you undies. I bought you sexy ones and practical ones because you were getting low on them.
But
Now-
they just say man on them or men.
She shot literally everything is from Canal Street.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you get on Canal Street.
Yes. Yes. It's like Falvin Flying.
Yes, it's Fucci. Yes.
Okay. So now this is what I want to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
It's remnant of a mom going to visit her son away at college and be like, I know you're low on undies.
Yeah, it's like, or like, here, you ready for the school year? I'm going to dress you for the year.
I bought you socks for school and only wear them to school. I don't want to see you wearing them with your play clothes.
Oh my God, my grandmother used to tell me stuff like that all the time.
I know, like how hard did we really play?
Seriously, she was like, don't you wear these knee highs any other time? It's like, why would I?
Oh my God, I'm wearing a Saturday knee high? You can't stop me, Grandma.
So
Look
funny.
at me
I
on
don't
a Sunday
know.
morning.
Did I try to
Watching
wear
cartoon.
them? That's what I mean. But did I try to wear them?
Maybe.
Don't touch the shirt. I pressed it. You pressed it?
Noelle, this is the life that I've lived my whole life. My mother used to iron everything we owned.
Yeah, why do you think I iron everything? My grandmother ingrained it in me.
I know. I try not to iron things now because I feel like it's just letting go of the trauma.
You know, I have you just brought back a memory.
Being in
your mother's kitchen. She was your brother was
All
going
day.
out.
All
She
day.
was ironing his entire outfit.
Always.
Yeah.
And his friends.
Yes.
If there was someone that came to the house with something wrinkled, she'd be like, take that off.
They were going to like Sound Factory or something. She was ironing their outfits.
Always.
Wow. Flashback.
Yeah. Trauma. Speaking of trauma, let's talk about the headscarf that she brought him.
Okay. Again, this is a full-on Canal Street headscarf.
What's happening here? She's like, and she does it for him. She's like, this is how I want you to wear your hair.
Right, but is that a thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
There's like, it's like a print that is there flames on
There's
it?
flames and like motorcycles.
Okay. And then like, is that like a formal headscarf? That because they go out to a very fancy dinner in it.
Yeah, that's I guess in her mind, that's what she wants him to wear. It gets her hot.
Okay, well, this is kind of like when Ariella was crying when Binyam cut his hair.
Yes. Yes.
So, she also brings glow-in-the-dark condoms because they need to use them 4 times a night because she doesn't know if he was bad and like cheated on her.
Get an STD test. Don't be with him.
Yeah, sure. Now, this is something else that I notice about her.
What?
Her chin area and upper lip are extra white and it's not contour.
Okay, I've noticed this about her upper lip. I didn't notice about her chin. Yes.
It's the whole
like it's
mid
bleached.
area. It's bleached.
It's bleached.
Okay, so now she's like, why don't you get mommy your phone and let's go through it together. And she's like, who's Angela Boobs? And he's like, oh, that's my sister. Who is drunk Lacey? And he's like, oh, that's my cousin.
But that's what I mean. Like, right? Who's Karina Clit? You know what I mean? Like, it's true. Everybody,
Who's
it's
Nancy
like,
with the fatty?
It's my mom.
That's my mom. Nancy with the fatty is my mom. That's what we call her. Here in Belize, it's a term of endearment.
It's different here.
Oh my God, she sent you so many nudes. Like, yeah, she was actually she was just sending me pictures in case she gets murdered. She wants the police to be able to identify every part of her body.
Part of her, every mole she has.
Mostly her chest area.
For vagina moles.
Just it's almost like like dental records.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good.
It's her fingerprint. That's my mom. So please. And she's like, okay, well, that checks out. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do for you, Stephanie? I'm going to take my password off my second phone here that I only use for when you come.
Yep.
And I am that no one has the number 2.
Yep.
And I'm going to take this password off. And you can look through it anytime you want because you're the only one who has the number.
Because it's disconnected now.
This is actually my my super diary secret sender. This is my Motorola 2-way pager.
Oh my God, I used to love my 2-way pager.
This is what it is. It's actually an iPod that doesn't work anymore. So you could see it. And he said to her, she was like, I don't know what's going to happen with the visa. And he goes, listen, you trust me. I'm going to get this visa and everything's going to be fine because, and this is a quote, I really want to go to America.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, at least he's being honest. So now they kiss on the bed. My first reaction
Gross.
is yuck. Okay. That's second reaction is gross.
Gross.
Okay. Now they're going to get ready to go out to dinner.
Okay.
Okay. So she takes curtains.
Yes.
Beaded curtains.
Yes.
And wraps them around herself.
The thing is, I could get down with the neckline, the beaded neckline. The tassels.
No, he's wearing a motorcycle.
Flannel.
He's wearing a plaid shirt with a motorcycle flame headscarf, and she's wearing a cocktail gown for the Met Gala.
Yes.
Okay. And then she also has a clutch. Now, here's the thing. I want to tell you what this clutch is.
Okay,
so,
tell me.
There are these very expensive bags that are, I think that you might remember them from Sex and the City.
Oh my God. I was just going to say what Big got Carrie.
What was it, a swan? What did you get her?
I think it was a swan. And she was like, what is this? She hated it.
Yes. Okay. So it is very expensive. It is like extreme. Yes. Those purses are very expensive. They're like all rhinestone. They're a hard shell.
Yeah.
And you carry them, right? This is a replica that she has.
Oh yeah. They sell them on like Fashion Nova.
Yes. And it is crafted as a $100 American bill.
Ah, okay. I didn't take a look at it. Okay.
Right. Well, now that he knows that there's at least a $100 bill coming to dinner, he gets the grilled lobster with shrimp.
I know. Are you surprised?
I dare you to, if you were paying.
You, Tracey, have bartended.
Yes.
I want to buy this guy a drink. The guy was drinking Bud Lights all night. Suddenly someone buys you a drink. He wants Grey Goose on the rocks.
Noelle. We've all been on that date.
Yep.
Where it's like, or you go out with your friends and they get the first round and everyone gets like waters with a splash of Coca with a splash of Coca-Cola.
Yep.
And then when it's your turn to buy, they're like, oh, we're gonna have
Hennessy
champagne.
Straight up. Right.
With champagne and diamonds. And
Right.
you're like, oh, I thought we were gonna still have the water with a splash of Coca-Cola.
Right. And then when it's their turn again, it's like, I'll have the water.
Yeah, because I don't want to drink too much.
I don't want to get too drunk.
They say, the doctor told me to alternate with cups of water.
Do you know how many alcoholics say that? That's like a thing.
Yeah, of course. That was in the training video for Applebee's.
Oh, I
you
thought you meant for alcoholism.
Well, also that. Everyone at Applebee's did watch the training video for alcoholism as well.
Yes.
Do you remember that though? They were like, if you're going to be out drinking, you need to pace yourself. You need to have one drink and then drink 1 cup of water for every drink so that your body doesn't get dehydrated.
Listen, I watched that video in 2002. I don't remember it.
I'll never forget it though.
I remember I had to take like a hazmat class or tape or whatever the hell it was.
So it was the traffic lights. So it was the red light, the yellow light, and the green light. So as when the bar patron first comes and sits down and they're fine, it's a green light. You could serve them.
Yeah.
Then when they start like ordering too much, it's a yellow light. Like, I don't know. He's getting pretty drunk. When he falls off the stool, red light, can't serve him anymore.
When I worked in Wheelers, Jimmy, the guy I worked with, got us the soccer cards, and he got us, it was a yellow card and a red card. If we had to kick somebody out, we would hold the red card up, like cut this person off. Yellow means they're on their way.
Yeah, that's what was happening. This was the Applebee's training video, so please refresh yourself on that. So she was like, hold on a second, Ryan. Did you know I was going to ask to go through your phone? He's like, honestly, I did not.
I wouldn't even think about it.
And she's like, why wouldn't you think about it? He's like, because I had like other things to think about that day. Like I was thinking about like, like would I play on the company softball league if I had a corporate job?
Thinking about headbands that I need. Right.
I was like thinking about, America. And I just didn't have time. I was thinking about like, my job here on the resort. I was thinking about my mom's butt. I was thinking like there were so many other things that I was thinking about, like my cousin Angela. And I honestly didn't know that you would ever go through my phone because you only did it every time I've ever seen you.
So I didn't think you would still be doing it.
Right. And she's like, well, that's weird. Okay, now you realize that Stephanie's not with us anymore. She's a red light.
She's checked out.
She's a red light. And she's like, What do you mean you couldn't know a phone? Underwear.
She morphed into my dad.
And then as the accent goes, you notice like, oh, maybe she was drunk when she did her makeup because she drew her eyebrows on with a pencil that was not the color of anyone's eyebrows. But also, listen, I'm no one to talk. I have my eyebrows tattooed on me, but I also have actual eyebrow hairs.
Right, like you didn't shave them off.
She did. And here's the other thing. I don't own a medical spa that's a beauty spa.
Right, I don't know the difference though.
So I could be ugly. I could just be ugly.
Oh, no, she can't though.
But she's not supposed to be, but here she is.
She had her neck skin is a bad time.
It every time I look at her, I'm like, Thanksgiving dinner is so delicious.
I love Thanksgiving dinner.
I do. I really do like
Yum.
turkey. Oh my God. Only once a year too. You can never get like a turkey in like April.
No, I know. And I don't know why.
I don't know why either. That's what I think about when I look at Stephanie. So now, wasted Stephanie.
Yeah.
Oh, also, wait, can we just go back for 1 second? He
Yeah.
says that he doesn't even want the watches. He'd rather have the cash for all the gifts that she gets him.
Okay, that's when he morphed into you.
I would also rather have the cash. Thank you very much.
Yes. That is you. You'd be like, no, I don't need anything. Just give me the money. You know?
Just give me cash. I do need cash. I always need cash. I will always find a thing to do with it.
Okay, I agree with you on that.
Listen, it's not about and then I was like, Ryan, I get it.
Yeah.
I would also but he doesn't realize that if he would really have the cash, that snake watch was really $3.
Oh, that's so true though, right? It wouldn't add up to very much.
So now she decides that now that she's drunk and now that she's looked through his phone and only seen naked pictures of his mom, sister, and cousin, she's gonna give him her most sentimental piece of jewelry. And she says, now it's in your hands.
Meanwhile,
And
he's
then-
like biting it to see if it's real.
She's like, you want the ring? He's like, yeah, I want the ring. And she's like, to propose with. He's like, yeah, to propose with. Sure.
I can't hear you.
What? You gave me a ring. You said something about cash. You want to take care of me, right?
Pawn
Isn't that what you
it. Right.
said? And then she's like, oh, and by the way, I did not tell him about his cousin Harris. So she's going to tell him about good old Dirty Harry while he has custody of her family heirloom that is worth a lot of money, apparently.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I'm thinking
maybe-
like, why do you need to tell? But why?
Okay. If I were
guess
her-
because we know.
Well, I mean, she's already told the
Right.
TV world.
Right.
And at least she has a good secret, not like Rebecca, who's like,
Oh,
I have
God.
to tell Ziad that I ate chicken with my ex-husband and also now with him.
Not the same piece though. It's like, come on.
I used to like legs with my ex-husband and now I eat thighs.
It was so refreshing not having her here this week. But
Seriously.
yeah.
All right. Stephanie and Ryan have such an intimate relationship, and Noelle and I want to have a more intimate relationship with our listeners, and we could do that every single Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on the Stereo app. So this is what you're going to do. You download the Stereo app. You can go to www.stereo.com/TrixieTuzini, TrixieTuzini, and our show name is called Trash Talk. I'm so excited to offer our listeners a new way to interact with us. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live show on the Stereo app. You can download the free Stereo app and select Trash Talk so you can connect with us whenever we are live. Stay tuned for more details on how to engage with us on the Stereo app at the end of today's episode. Well, let's talk about another train wreck, Mike and Natalie.
So they were more of the meat this episode instead of
They were
Brandon and Julia.
Very meaty. Okay, so here's the thing. She's been there for 24 days.
Yes.
And now this is the
She
day
stopped
after
wearing
the fight.
her business casual outfits though. She's very hoodie jeans now. I like it.
She's relaxed into her sweater jeans kind of.
Yeah, I
feel.
like it. I'm vibing with that.
She realizes that polyester blazer doesn't have the warmth that a woven sweater has.
No, it does not.
So this is the day after the fight.
Yeah.
And she's like, maybe if I act a little bit softer and I have more woman ways, Mike will marry me. Okay,
It's like,
do
but
you like
what?
him?
No. She just wants to
Okay,
get
so
married.
then they apologize to each other, and she says
Mhm.
that she's basically just yesing him to death because she has two choices. She could be married or right, and she'd rather be married.
Right. See, I don't feel that way, and I'm married, so that's how I know it's wrong.
I feel the opposite way. I'd rather be right and not married all the time. So his mom is coming for the weekend.
Right.
And so Natalie's cleaning the house, but she's not even really doing a great job.
Okay, so even when I'm not fast forwarding too much, but even when his mom was there, I'm like, the house is a mess.
There's so much stuff on the counters.
Well,
How
that's
do
the
you
thing.
clean
It's
them?
cluttered. It's cluttered. Mm-hmm.
It's so cluttered. So she doesn't really want the mom to come because his mom is tough.
Yeah, right. Because she thinks that his mom's gonna be like, "Don't marry her."
Right. That's what it is.
Mhm.
And he's like, my mom's not sentimental. And that sets her off. She's like, not sentimental? No.
but why
no,
does
I will
that
not
set
like
her off?
Because she doesn't know what else to use and as an excuse for her not wanting to like his mom.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, Mike is over the top about greeting his mom. Like, he's putting on such a show for the cameras that it's I had
know.
secondhand embarrassment for him.
And the thing is, I don't peg him to be that type of person. It surprised me he was like that.
He
Mhm.
laid it on thick. Okay, so his
Mhm.
mom is from Oklahoma, and she walks into the house, and Natalie looks her up and down, and she says,
That
quote,
she loves her outfit. Her favorite color is blue.
quote, "You look so stylish." Now, I don't know if you guys are having any kind of flashbacks like I did, but this is the same thing that she said to Uncle Bo.
So, meaning Natalie has a very peculiar sense of style.
Meaning that Natalie doesn't know what else to say when she meets mountain people.
When she meets a mountain person in a blue boa, she isn't exactly sure what to say.
His mom's bangs are so unique because usually, I'm going to tell you why. Usually bangs start like on the forehead and then
Yeah.
they just hang down.
Yeah.
His mom, on the other hand, she has made a new kind of bang that starts at the back of your skull.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And it goes all the way to your forehead. And it's just, there's a curling iron involved. There's hairspray. It's really nice.
When I was like in 5th grade, like that was the bang style.
Yeah. I think your mom has a similar bang style.
She does. My mother's is very actually similar, except it's a little shorter even.
Yeah. His mom definitely had more give. Okay, so now his mom and him are like sitting around and they're joking around.
Mm-hmm.
And they're laughing. And here's the thing. I understand maybe she doesn't understand or get the jokes.
Right.
She's sitting there like she's watching her whole family being murdered.
Yeah, she is. Like she's in a waking nightmare.
And now Trish tells her that they're bears.
Mm-hmm. Which
And
I don't know what
she-
that means. Oh,
Bears outside.
I thought you meant when you said that she called her bears, that she called herself a bear. And I'm
No,
like,
Trish tells her that they're bears outside.
but she
Yeah.
didn't know that?
She
know.
makes every time someone talks to her, she makes it like it's new information.
Also, when she responds to things, she responds so over the top. Like, no way. There's
Over
bears?
the top, but
Yeah.
first there's a pause
Mm-hmm.
and there's a delayed reaction and then it's
Mhm.
too much.
Yeah, agreed.
So now his mom, she's not reacting to anything they're saying. So his mom's like, okay,
Mhm.
me and Mike,
Mm-hmm.
we're joking around.
Mm-hmm.
We're being playful
We're kidding.
and we're laughing and we're just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I don't know why she always takes his side. So does my mom. What?
It's like, what does that have to do with anything? I know. She
Okay,
makes
so now-
things awkward.
Very, very
Mhm.
awkward. So now his mom's like, I just want to know when I'm going to have grandbabies. And she's like, I have no ring.
When I'm going to have grandbabies, dang it.
That's a quote. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I have no ring. And she's like, yeah, I know. You gave Mike the ring back.
Right. That's why you
And
don't
she's
have
like,
it.
What? Well, why won't he give it back to me? And she gets so upset that she puts an entire container of brown bronzer right on her cheeks for the confessional. She's like, I can't repack all of my makeup, so I'm going to wear it all at the same time. She used up an entire eyeliner pencil and the entire thing of brown bronzer. And it was loose powder, too.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny, Tracey.
So then she talks about the ring again.
No, she can't let it go.
And then there's luggage on the couch. His mom's luggage is on the couch.
Okay. So when I saw this, I'm like, now I know that you have to be on the show. Like, you have to be mentally ill. You just have to be.
There's something like, what do they have different experiences with luggage on an airline than I do?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm just checking. Like, I just feel like I don't understand.
I
Like,
know.
my luggage gets dirty.
No, not theirs. They have special luggage.
Okay, so they have like the white glove service.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
they're very high class.
High class. All right. That's not what Natalie said. She said that it's low
That's
class.
true. That's true.
But I guess his mom is different. Okay, so now they're going to go out to eat with her mom.
Right.
And she's like, I hope his mom tells him to give me the ring.
Okay, but from your experience with his mom, do you think that that's really the direction she's going to go? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, remember when I laughed at the bear thing?
Right.
Can you do the ring stuff? Okay, so now the funniest part about this entire segment is that they have Trish outside the restaurant and they're doing a little interview with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, Natalie barely understands English. It's like, no, that's not
the problem.
Natalie speaks very, very good English.
Yes.
She speaks extremely well. She
Yes.
chooses, there's something socially wrong with Natalie.
Yes. Agreed. Yes.
Like she just stares at you and you think she doesn't understand, but she's just staring at you because she's a wacko.
Yeah, she's like a shark. She's going to bite your face off.
So Natalie gets her vegetarian platter and she's like, excuse me, are these red potatoes meat?
But that's what I mean. She wants to make sure it's not meat.
Did you see his mom roll her eyes?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I thought she was going to injure her eye sockets. And then she tells him that he's not allowed to eat butter. She's like, I really wish you wouldn't eat butter. And his mom is, I think she's a scientist, his mom, because she says something that I think you and his mom have been working on.
I think I've said it. I think I've quoted this before on my own.
She said, butter's good for you. Butter's good for your mind.
But I love the producers like, well, how so? And she's like, it's good for your memory.
Well, I mean, they brought it up again. So now she's like, so how's your trip going? You know, how's your move going? And he's like, oh, she hasn't unpacked. It's been a month. And she's like, yes, well, we've been fighting because they don't get the ring.
Right. But you haven't unpacked in the house that you live inside of.
Sure. So now she wants her mom to be at the wedding, but she has to apply for the visa. So she's like, yeah, we have to let my mom know when or if we're going to get married. And his mom says something like so regular. She's like, why don't you just pick a date and then, you know, tell your mom to apply for the visa. And then if you don't get married, she won't use it.
It's so amazing because it's like, how did nobody think of this?
Okay, but she took that as a very different thing.
Well, she took that as in, here's our wedding date. We're getting married on this day.
Right. And that's not.
Uh-huh.
And then his mom's like, oh, and by the way, it's definitely not going to work out.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Because I'm like, his mother is a little snake. I thought that she liked her eventually.
I don't think she minds her. She just doesn't want him to marry her.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I mean, if Natalie's nice to me, I'll be nice back to her. But like,
Right.
at the end of the day, she's still crazy. I've still looked at her face.
I mean, that's true.
So now we see the outside of the house, right? And the truck is next to it. The truck is bigger than the house.
Yes, it's a very small little place. Here's the thing with all that land, why can't you just like extend the house?
Because then you would have to like, I think that's like a prefab house.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
I think it's yes, that is not exactly a mobile home, but there's no foundation.
Okay.
Yeah. So now he's making egg whites because he's not allowed to eat yolks or butter.
Yes.
Or meat. And he's like, how about April 2nd?
And she's like, no, I don't like 2.
She's like, I don't like 2 because and then she's like, I married my last husband 22 March 22. It did not work out. It didn't work out because you're crazy.
Yeah, you're a crazy person. It's nothing to do with the date.
You are the craziest. So then he suggests, okay, so this is weird to me. So I'm looking at the calendar right now. So he suggested April 2nd, 2020. That was a Thursday.
Oh, really?
So you knew that wasn't this was all scripted.
Okay, good call, Tracey, because I didn't think it was.
Yeah, like why don't we get married on a Wednesday morning?
Right, that's true. Right, well, maybe he was just also trying to cheap out.
I mean, I don't know. So now, but he has to go to work.
Oh, yeah. Duh, that's true.
So she's like, no, I want to get married April 3rd because it's God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit.
That's right, because then she's like, oh, that's a Friday. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would he suggest a Thursday? This is not real. Okay. So now for breakfast, Natalie is like, I have to get rid of all this makeup because I can't repack it. So now today I'm going to use all of my highlighter.
Oh, okay. And I was looking at her. I'm like, she looks like a strobe this morning.
Yes. She
Yep.
definitely does. And it really accentuates the crazy in her eyes.
Yes, the little flecks of crazy show.
So she said that she wants a simple wedding, no church, because it would just be a lie anyway.
Okay, whatever.
Hilarious and passive aggressive at the same time. So her mom calls and she's like, Mom, guess what? We're definitely getting married April 3rd. And her
Here's
mom's
the
like,
date.
oh my God. Right. And that's not exactly what happened.
No,
Then she
and I
starts
feel
crying 'cause
bad.
She misses her mom. She starts crying. And then Trish starts crying because she sees her crying.
That's what made me feel bad, was that because she missed her mom and she started crying.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then she says to Trish, thank you for Michael. You don't mean that at all. Not even a little.
She doesn't even like him.
She said that she'd rather be married than right.
Yeah, right. If that's not telling. And she also said, like, I'm not in love with you. I seem to remember that.
Okay, well, speaking of true love, let's talk about Brandon and Julia. There's a spoiler alert right here. Julia doesn't want to live on the farm anymore.
No way.
Mm-hmm,
She doesn't like she doesn't like doing the animals, right? Like taking care of them.
I loved that she started off and she's like, I'm like in a movie. That movie every day it's like you're in Groundhog Day. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
And then she's feeding the animals. And this is a quote. I'm dirty and I smell. She's wearing a crop top to feed the chickens.
I know. Very interesting choice.
And she calls her dad. And I got to tell you, I agree with everything her dad is saying.
Her dad was nice. He was a nice guy.
Her dad was nice. He's like, yeah, there's a reason why grown-ups don't live with their parents.
Yes, he's right.
And she wants to move. And he's like, yeah, he needs to talk to his parents. She's been there for 20 days. She wants to move. So she's going to call him at work. And she tells him, I hate this place. I hate you now.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that he's not taking care of her. And you know what? He's not.
He is not. And that's the thing, though. This is his fault. And I wish she would recognize that more.
Yeah. And he's like, listen, if my mom hits you, it's because you were bad.
And she's like, but I don't want to get hit anymore.
Yeah. Can't we just live somewhere where there's not a lady that hits me? And he's like, no, that's my mom. So he said that most people would love taking care of cute animals.
Yeah. And he doesn't see the problem. Why she's so phobic.
He's phobic. That's what it is.
I know. Fuck off.
He's brainwashed by his mother.
No, he is. I get it because I think that Julia can be a brat sometimes.
Sure.
But he is completely dismissing her.
He doesn't get it. So now he said that they're going to move and she says, okay, well, we're going to have to decide on a house or an apartment. You're not going to have to decide on that at all.
Girl. No,
you're not going to have to decide on that. Also, what you would the only thing that you could possibly have to decide on is which room in whose house are you going to rent?
You're right, though. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of train wrecks, let's talk about Yara and Hovey. Tell me you don't just want to say it every time.
I like it. It makes me laugh every time.
It's like Hovey, Javi.
I'll take it.
Listen, 52 days until they have to get married, and she takes a pregnancy test.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that the last time when she had a miscarriage, the doctor said it would be very hard for her to get pregnant again. And this is a quote, I'm scary if I'm pregnant.
I'm scary if you're pregnant too.
So now she takes this pregnancy test and she's like, look, I'm pregnant. But it doesn't say. There's only
I
one
didn't think it said it either.
But maybe it's like very faint, but like then I don't know. It just doesn't. So she FaceTimes her friend.
Right.
She shows her friend it does again. It's like I
think that was all a setup because word on the street is she had a baby already. She just had
really
one. Yeah. So
okay,
I think that was like a setup.
So now she said that she's in denial. And also, here's the other thing. The pregnancy test is on the counter of the kitchen.
I know. Come on, girl. Get
it's
it together.
Pee-pee. It's still pee-pee.
But it's her pee-pee.
I mean, I don't want my pee-pee or your pee-pee on my counter.
This is these people, like, it's their way of thinking. Not these people. It's like all of these people on this whole show think weird.
On every reality show, people take pregnancy tests and they kiss them and hug them.
Right. People take pregnancy tests, don't wash their hands afterwards. I know.
I understand that sometimes it's good news.
Sure. But you don't have to keep it on a countertop.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Throw it in the garbage. Take a picture of it.
Or, I don't know, wrap it in a towel.
Okay. So when I was watching The Home Edit, which is a show that I love on Netflix.
You love that show.
Love that show. They were cleaning out a woman's room. They were organizing her room. And in her nightstand was a positive pregnancy test. And she's like, this is the pregnancy. And her daughter was like 16. And she's like, yeah, I kept it in my nightstand. This is.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not.
Take a picture. It lasts longer.
Rotten pee-pee.
It probably stunk in there.
That's what I'm saying. Rotten pee-pee, man. So she's at the airport waiting for him. And he is wasted.
Yeah. At 8:50 in the morning.
8:50 in the morning. He's like, it's Coke. And she smells it. She's like, this is whiskey and Coke. And he's like, you should be having to see me. And then she tells him to throw the drink out. It's like she's his mom. It's terrible that she has to do this. Noelle.
Yeah.
He is so ugly when he tells her to shut up.
Yeah. He's disgusting.
Oh.
He like sneers at her.
Oh, I can't. All right. Well, speaking of ugly and disgusting, let's talk about Amira and Andrew.
I can't believe how much I don't like him.
She gets to France and she's wearing clear heels and a cocktail dress.
All she wears is cocktail dresses.
Okay. And he's having an ice cream sundae on the beach.
With 2 spoons, though, one for her.
I'd rather be in jail than with Andrew in a hotel room.
Me too. Same.
I don't know if that's insensitive to say.
I would rather be in a lot of other places than where he is.
I'd rather be on 4 flights in 3 days.
Yeah, I'd rather be in Belize with the other one.
I'd rather be, what's his name? Ryan's mom.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, God. All right. So now her dad picks her up and he's like, let's go take a drink.
Okay.
So she gets extra sexy for a drink with her dad.
Her dad's so nice, though.
He seems okay. I don't know. Andrew was spewing a lot of hate about her dad on Instagram and an Instagram in his story. He was saying that her dad's a drunk. He's homeless. He asked them for money.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like he's a dirtbag. I don't know. I don't know how true this is.
That's terrible.
She claims that they put her in this detention center and the reasoning was that she had no passport. And they gave her a form that said that she had no passport. And they returned that form to her with her passport.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yep.
And she's like, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to convince my dad to like him. You still want to be with him?
Okay. That's the thing. I can't believe she wasn't like, okay, this relationship is over. I can't believe it.
This is July 2020. Okay. He goes ATV riding. He does some self-care. He gets a massage.
With the hairiest lower back I've ever seen.
He has the giantest white back.
Yeah. It was horrifying.
I thought it was a sea animal.
Yes.
I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty to look at. And the thing is, like, she's a pretty girl. If she wants to come to America, there are better choices than Andrew.
Okay. But you know what? She has her problems too. She's overlining her lips more than ever.
Yeah, that's your first tick of mental illness.
That's
like
it.
your
That's
first check. You're like, Noelle, look out for the lip liner.
Yep. Eyebrows, lip liner. Here we go. So it's 32 days until her visa expires. And he's like, yeah, I had steak. And I thought of you as I ate steak. So she video calls him and she's like, oh, you're still at the resort? And he's like, yeah, why would I go home? This is beautiful.
Scumbag.
He's like, tomorrow I'm going on a boat tour and then I'm going on a walking tour.
I'm on a walking tour. Right. Uh-huh.
She's like, oh, you seem to be living it. He's like, I am. He's like, hope
and she's
jail
like,
was
good.
good.
I was in hell. Right. I was in hell.
Yeah,
basically.
he's like, oh
I'm
my
crying
God, I'm so
every
sorry.
5 minutes.
If you ever want to text me about it, feel free to text me.
And that's the thing. She feels like she missed her opportunity. Like now she can't talk to him about it.
Okay, but why do you want to talk to him ever again about anything?
But that's what I mean. Gross. Ew. Gross. That's my first thought. This time was my turn. Gross.
So now, yuck. So
Yuck.
now she wants him
Mm-hmm.
to, like, he wants her to activate the visa, and he's talking about her traveling again. And she's like, hello, I just got out of jail.
Yep. Like this time they have to meet in a different country.
Yeah.
See, that's where I would draw the line. I would be like, no way. Because now she's like hesitant. She's wondering about his intentions. It's like, girl, break up with him. Just break up with him.
Seriously. Well,
Yeah.
that's all we got for today. And as we said earlier in this episode, you wanted more information on the Stereo app. We're going to be going live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
So the Stereo app users can engage with the platform to listen in, seek out topics, and join conversations about issues and ideas that interest them. So you guys could find us, but also you could find other people. There are such a wide range of conversation topics on Stereo. There's comedy, pop culture, lifestyle, sports, everything. So Stereo can be downloaded for free by Apple and Android users. And once you download the app, you'll be able to create an avatar and a profile. And then you could submit audio messages to us, the hosts, and join the conversation in real time. Trash Talk will be having a live audience interactive episode every single Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on Stereo. And we're going to be doing Q&As. We're going to be talking about the show. It's going to be great. So that's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on the Stereo Live app. And you can go to www.stereo.com/Trixie Tuzini, TRIXIE. Tuzzini. And you could follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the same name. You could follow Noelle at Noe_bear810 and Noe Girl on Twitter and the Stereo app. And you could follow the podcast at 90 Day Podcast. Thanks, guys, for listening this week. And we'll see you Wednesday.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.